Okay, so I think I need another electric car. We're at a wedding today. Impromptu video again. I think I need another electric car because it's getting a bit silly now. We've just crammed a load of stuff in the car. We've only gone like 20-30 miles or something. It's not very far away from where we live. So we thought, well, we'll take the Zoe because, you know, it's the electric car. It's a nicer car. It's cheap as well, obviously. £1 to fill it up, £1.24 or whatever from the last video to fill it up. So you end up using it for anything you can do, and you end up cramming it full of stuff. So, you know, the Volvo is massive. We could have much more comfortably fit the stuff into that car, but because it's, you know, a diesel and it costs £100 to fill the thing up with diesel, we don't use it, and that's not doing it any good either. So it's getting a bit serious now. The Volvo's up for its service. It's got its annual service. It's got its annual service and its warranty renew coming up. I thought I was going to keep that car for a long time, but this electric business has just completely changed that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get it serviced. It's got full dealer service history. It's got 22,000 miles on the clock, and it's like a 2012 car, so it's just ridiculously low mileage. So not going to have any trouble selling it, but I'm going to sell that at some point this year, and or early next year, and then I'm going to get another EV. I don't know what yet though, and it's not straightforward because it needs to be bigger than Zoe. Zoe's a great car, but we need a slightly bigger one. So it's going to be something like a Leaf, Kona, no, not Kona, the other one, the e-Niro, Model 3. I don't like the Model 3. Shock, you heard it here first. I like everything about it apart from it's not a hatchback. If it was a hatchback, you know, and I know the Model Y is coming, but yeah, like in 3 years or whatever. So a lot of those cars come with waiting lists. I think the Leaf is about the only car that you could actually walk in and pick one up today, and that would only be the 40 kilowatt, not the 60. So actually, if you're in the market for an electric car right now, there's lots of tantalizing choice, but actually being able to put your hands on one, that's a different matter. So I'm a bit, yeah, we'll see what happens, but yeah, this is getting a bit silly now. We're just cramming this car full of stuff to go places, and yeah, it's not really what it was intended for. The other massive consequence, of course, is that it's totally messed up the battery lease calculations as well. So I assumed that we would be using this car as we'd used our old car, as a second car. So 4,500 miles is not a problem when it's your second car, and we don't do that many miles at all regardless. But we've literally rammed as much mileage on this car as we can, and not using the other car at all. So it's getting a bit ridiculous on there. We're about 3,800 miles, and it's sort of mid-September now, so you know, we'll probably not be that far off what we do, as we don't do that much mileage, and we had a lot of mileage at the beginning because we had a new car. So you do more, you know, hey, look at my new car, and let's go and go places. So, you know, it'll probably hit about the 4,500, but I expect it to be way under. I didn't expect to be anywhere near 4,500 miles a year, given what we would normally do. So getting another electric car would obviously take the heat off and it would keep it cost effective on the battery lease. Yeah, so anyway, I just thought I'd do a quick video about the sort of comedy situation. So if you see someone with a Renault Zoe with an improbable amount of stuff rammed into it, they probably do have another car, they just don't want to use it because it's just so much better as you know, driving experience, and also it's way cheaper to run on a daily basis. You know, if they've got a good like a energy tariff like we've got, you know, £1.20 or 26, £1.30 to fill it up for, you know, 150 miles, 180 miles. Actually had 190 miles on it today, but I think that was a bit optimistic given my driving style. So yeah, there you go. If we can actually get away with using the Zoe, then we'll use it. And you can't really make an economic argument for why we would do that. You know, the car, the Volvo's paid for. Yes, it costs £100 to fill up with diesel, but to do 20 miles it would be nothing. But actually, once you have an electric car, you realise, well, certainly I realised anyway, that how much you do care about the environment, and you do care about how much of a difference you make by the choices that you make. So, choice to use diesel or electric. If you've got the electric option, it's a better driving experience for a start. There's no lag at all in the pickup and things like that. But you end up just saying, well, actually, if we can get away with driving the electric car, then we will. And, you know, if you look at it from a purely economic perspective, that's crazy. But actually, now I'm thinking we need to get, you know, another bigger electric car, so we don't keep piling the mileage on this one. And actually, we are really neglecting the Volvo. So it really goes to show how kind of your preference changes. As soon as you buy an EV, you think, oh, you know, we'll see how this little thing goes. And all of a sudden, it becomes your main car, which is crazy. You know, considering we haven't had this car a year, and the impact on it has been so profound. But, you know, I just thought I'd add that to this video from yesterday, because I think that plenty of people will be sort of shouting at the screen saying, you know, but, you know, buying an electric car, what do you mean you're going to buy another electric car? You know, it'll cost you a fortune. But actually, I'd rather buy another electric car than have a diesel now sitting on my driveway. It's not very good for the car sitting on the driveway. It needs, you know, diesel engines, they need to be used, and they need to be used a lot to get their peak efficiency. So we're not doing it any favours by not using it. So yeah, that's really the reason. Is actually you kind of care more than you think about the environment, or at least some people do. No accounting for others. I certainly do, because I'd like my children to inherit a planet that they can live on. But yeah, that's the kind of takeaway. Just having mulled over it, financially, it will be more expensive to have another electric car. But actually, you know, we're a two-car family, so it makes sense to me, in my mind, to have two cars that you want to use, rather than one car that you really want to use and one car you only use if you have to, because you know what the damage it's doing to not only the environment as a kind of abstract thing, but actually literally the people you drive past. The emissions are going into their lungs now. Our diesel's quite clean because it's got all sorts of filters, but you know, the difference between clean and, you know, non-existent emissions is quite, you know, stark. So I'd rather drive past people and people's children in an electric car rather than a diesel any day, and that's you know, that's the real reason we've gone to electric, and we're looking at another one. So it's not going to be easy getting another one, as I said yesterday, but we'll see how it goes. Anyway, I thought I'd put that in. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.